Start with, you've seen the gift card holder that we're making tonight. And so we're actually going to start in the holiday catalog. And I'm just going to give you a quick walkthrough because sometimes looking at the list, it can be very hard to figure out what's staying, what's going, what's on sale. And so we're going to quickly just go through the holiday catalog just so that you know, okay? So, and you can ask questions as we go, and I will look for comments. I'll look up to the screen for those. Okay, so the Toll Christmas and Dies are staying, which means you're going to see them in the 2020 holiday catalog. Tidings All Around and Dies are retiring. The Toll Designer Paper is going to come back in 2020. The gift wrap is retiring and it is 20% off. The ribbons are both retiring, and these enamel dots are retiring. And of course, you will not be able to get the bundles, okay? All right, so we've done that part. And now we'll look over here, and I guess I need to zoom out a bit so that you can see. Christmas Crowd is retiring. The Stitched Stars are staying. So you're going to see them in the 2020 holiday catalog. They will carry over. And the Stitched Stars stamp set, it's called So Many Stars. This is retiring. So the stamp set's not available, but the dies will be. Hey, Amanda, welcome. Okay, Wrapped in Plaid. Perfectly Plaid stamp set is going to carry over, as well as the Pine Tree Punch. And this beautiful wrapping paper, Wrapped in Plaid, is retiring. Now, I tried to order some yesterday because this is like one of my favorite papers. It is on back order, but it's still orderable, okay? So if that's something you like, grab it before it retires. Shaded Spruce is retiring. Jingle Bells are going to carry over, and the gold mini pizza boxes are going to carry over. So if y'all are just joining me, we're doing a quick run through of the holiday book just so that you know what's carrying over and what's retiring, okay? So page 15, the Peaceful Boughs and the Beautiful Boughs are returning, all right? So that's going to return. And gosh, if you have your holiday catalog nearby, you can go ahead and pull it out. Let me zoom out a bit here. Okay. The metallic inks are all gone. There were gold, copper, and silver. The supply has been depleted, and that is retiring. The Christmas layers and this stamp set, Itty Bitty Christmas, are going to carry over. And I have used this stamp set the entire fall. So I'm so happy this is going to return. The bells are ringing, and the detailed bells dies are retiring. All right. Hey, Lee, welcome back. We had a little technical difficulty. Page 19. Snowman Season and the Snowman Builder Punch will return. They're going to carry over. The Tiny Keepsake stamp set will retire, but the Mini Curvy Keepsake box will carry over. The Winter Knit, oops, I just froze. All right, here we go. The Winter Knit embossing folder is going to retire. It is 10% off, okay? The Let It Snow designer paper is sold out as of this morning. It is retiring. Real Red Glimmer's retiring. The Real Red Curly Ribbon is retiring. The Snowfall Accents Puff Paint retiring. And the Let It Snow embellishment kit retiring. Hi, Debbie. Welcome. Lee, great question. Why would a die retire but the stamp set stay? I've noticed, Lee, that most of the time the dies are staying, but the stamp sets are retiring. And usually if the stamp set's retiring, it means they're going to be bringing out another coordinating stamp set for that die, okay? So we've gone over these retiring right here and the mini boxes carrying over, all right? All right, on this page, we've got these Darlene Elfies, and they're retiring. The Yummy Christmas is retiring. Love this set. And the Playful Penguins are retiring. All right. And page 25, the Night Before Christmas Suite. Everything is retiring, ladies, on this page, okay? So now's the time to grab it, all right, if you're interested in this suite. All right, let's see. Mary Moose. I have some great news about Mary Moose. The Moose Punch has been sold out as of about a month ago, but the good news is it's coming back. It will carry over into the 2020 holiday catalog along with the stamp set. So both will be available, and I'm so happy about that because I love this little guy. Page 28, both sets are retiring. And on 29, the Stitched Brightly dies are retiring, and they are 30% off, making it $24.50. And Light and Peace stamp set is retiring. All right, let's move over to page 30. Hopefully I'm not going too fast, but hopefully this gives you an idea. It's better than looking at a list of words. Page 31, Christmas Gleaming is going to carry over, as well as the Duo Punch Pack. The Hammered Metal Embossing folder will carry over, as well as the designer paper. The Merry Christmas Classic Weave will retire. The Star Elements will carry over. And the Brightly Gleaming Foil Elements will retire. And they are 10% off, okay? So there's a little bit of a sale there. So that's good news for the Brightly Gleaming Suite. Page 33, Memories of Home, retiring. And the Mercury Glass Designer Acetate Sheets are retiring. All right. Hopefully I'm not going too fast, ladies. Page 34, and we're using this suite tonight. The Cup of Christmas stamp set is going to retire, but the dies will carry over. All right, so the dies to this stamp set will carry over. Everything Festive is retiring, and the Basic Pattern mask will carry over. So I'm happy to see that. We used that last month in Hostess Club, so I'm happy those masks will be around for the embossing paste. The Joy of Giving tag kit, all inclusive, and I just made my tags this weekend. The entire set is retiring. And if you like making your own Christmas tags, this is the kit to own. It includes the stamp set, the embellishments, a block, everything you need, an ink spot, everything you need to create these tags. You don't need any other Stampin' Up! Supplies. Gail says she loves the cup set and dies. Gail, do you have this set? I can't remember if you have it or not. Page 38. The Christmas Countdown stamp set will retire, but guess what? The Christmas Countdown kit will carry over. So I'm excited about this because there are tons of possibilities for this. So this is a really great choice. Page 39, Most Wonderful Time Product Medley. This is going to carry over. And I'm glad because this is an amazing set that I've never even gotten to. So happy about this set. So Gail says she does have the cups and dies. Page 41, Feels Like Frost Sweet. The Frosted Foliage stamp set will retire and the Frosted Frames dies. But the designer paper stack will carry over. The Seaside Spray ribbon will carry over. The Crystal Effects will carry over. The Ice Stamp and Glitter will retire. All right, just so you know about that. So if there's some things you've been wanting, now is the time to grab them before they are gone. Page 43. The Snow Globe Scenes dies and the coordinating stamp set are going to carry over. The Snowflake Sequins will carry over and the Shaker Domes will carry over. So you'll still be able to create with this beautiful suite. Page 44. The Free Skate and the dies will retire. Love this skate. Love it. I never ordered this one, but I just love it. Page 45, Snowfront will carry over. All right. And what's our next page? 47. Gather Together stamp set will carry over as well as the dies. Now, I haven't mentioned this before, but it's offered as a bundle now where you save 10%, but when it carries over, you don't have the bundle anymore, okay? So just be aware of that. The Come Together DSP will retire as well as the ribbon pack. And the Tags and Feathers elements are retiring and they are 10% off right now. All right, page 49. The Apple Builder Punch and stamp set are going to carry over. So love this set. I hope they bring out another stamp set to go with the punch. The Day of Thanks stamp set will retire. And now we will flip over to page 50. The Every Season Punch Pack will retire. It is 30% off, which makes this $16.10. And the Birds of a Feather will retire. On 51, To Every Season, by the way, this coordinates with the punches. This will also retire, as well as Beauty and Joy. All right. Any questions? Page 53. The Spooktacular Bash will retire. The dies are carrying over. And I've got a secret I can share with you now. These ornate dies will be featured in the 2020 mini. So there's a new stamp set coming out to go with these dies. All right, so that's exciting. The Monster Bash designer paper is retiring and it is 20% off. Stylish Scroll Embossing Folder will retire. The Black Scalloped Edge Ribbon retires and it's 20% off right now. The Monster Bash Embellishments retiring, 20% off. And the Coffin Treat Boxes are retiring. They're 30% off, which makes them $4.90. So get ready for next Halloween. Go ahead and get those treat boxes. Page 55. The Black Stampin' Dimensionals will carry over. The Wicked die will retire. Wonderfully Wicked stamp set will retire, as well as the Raven. That will retire too. All right. So hopefully this is helpful because it's hard to look at that list. I spent quite a bit of time today sorting out what's carrying over and what is retiring. The tags will carry over, and you're going to see this in the 2020 mini. It's going to be used again with a whole new stamp set. So the dies are going to carry over. And the Boo to You is retiring. It's 30% off. It's a stamp set, and it's $12.60 now. The assorted googly eyes are retiring. They're 40% off, which makes them $360. And From Our House to Yours is retiring, and that is 20% off. So just a few more pages. Page 58, Sip Sip Hooray is retiring. Cheers to That is retiring. The Cheers Die is retiring. But the holiday rhinestones will carry over. So we'll be able to continue using those. And on 59, Seasonal Wreaths is retiring, as well as the Sip and Celebrate dies. All right. So we're almost there now. Of course, both Hostess sets are retiring. Greatest Part of Christmas and the Holiday Haul. And I think we just have one more page. Okay, so this set right here, Nature's Beauty, is going to carry over. All right. So I know several of you have gotten this one and have made some beautiful cards with it. So that will carry over. All right. Is everybody still with me and ready for tonight's project? All right. I'm going to move my catalog out of the way. And let me bring in the measurements so that you can either do a screenshot if you want or take a picture with your cell phone. But these are the measurements for this evening. And of course, the supply list with measurements and video will be on my blog this Friday. All right. So you'll be able to download a supply list and print it. Okay, so I haven't heard from anyone in a while, and I do want to be sure you're still out there and nothing has gone wrong. So please just chime in and say hello, or just, something, and please share the video as well. All right, I'm going to give you a few more seconds with the measurements. And then we're going to get started. Okay, hopefully that is enough time. All right. Okay, well, I'm actually going to be using these measurements tonight as we create this gift card holder together. Oh, good, Mary Kay. I'm glad to know that my video is still up and running. Thank you. Hey, Dawn, how are you? Welcome. Oh, good. Everybody's there. Thank you, ladies. Okay. So let's get started. This is what we're creating tonight. And boy, my phone really crooked here. This is what we're creating. And this little card's going to be tucked inside. And that's where you can adhere your gift card. Okay. Oh, good. Lisa's watching from Maine tonight. Awesome. Oh, Carol says I'm not seeing comments. Carol, it looks like my husband may be working on that. I've got a comment from my husband that says you are working. Oh, I guess he's telling me that the video's working. Okay. All right. Now, we're using the Cup of Christmas stamp set that will retire at the end of the season. And we also are using the Cup of Cheer dies, and this will carry over. Okay. And the other stamp set that I've used a ton of this fall is Itty Bitty Christmas. And it's going to carry over. And the dies are going to carry over with it. And then my favorite, wrapped in plaid designer paper. Ladies, this is all I have left. And I want a whole nother pack. I just love this plaid paper. I love plaid anyway. So, and then we're also using the layering circles tonight to create this gold foil scallop circle. All right, so I just wanted to show you the supplies that we're using. I'll show you one more sample before we get started because I may forget this later. Okay, this is another gift card holder. So if you want, you can take a screenshot of this one. We're not going to make this one together tonight, But this is another idea for you. And this is the wrapped in plaid paper. And these dies are from the Snow Scenes dies. That's going to carry over. I know, Margaret, I love the plaid. Love it. And it's a 6x6 paper pack. So a few weeks ago, ladies, we made these gift card holders. And if you weren't with us when we made them, you can go back on my blog or scroll through my Facebook page and you can find these gift card holders. So I'll just show you real quick. That's where you put the gift card in that little pocket, okay? But the reason I'm bringing this back up is because here are the 3 that we made several weeks ago. These 3 gift cards were the inspiration for this, okay? And it's almost identical to what I did before. So that was my inspiration when I started working on this project, okay? But you can find this over on my blog with a complete supply list, and that mousse is coming back in 2020. So I'm very happy about that. All right, so let me show you the inside of this in case you want to copy this one. All right, and again, same measurements that I'm going to share with you tonight. Make it the same way. And then there's just a little gift card there, okay? So there's that one, and I hope you were able to get a picture of that. And now we're ready to get started. Okay, so we're going to be starting with a sheet of standard cardstock, and it's Cherry Cobbler, okay? And I'm going to show you how to cut this so that you can create some of these. Let me just get a sip of water. Okay, I'm gonna get my measurements out. So I'm gonna need to swing out my arm tonight. We're gonna need it. And I am using the new paper trimmer, by the way. All right. So our first measurement is to cut this standard sheet of cardstock 6x8, okay? Now I'm on the 8.5 inch side, so I'm gonna go ahead and just cut this at 8 because that is less paper waste, okay? All right, so we don't need this little piece, and now we are 8 inches. I'm going to turn the cardstock and I'm going to cut it at 6. So I'm right on the 6 inch mark. All right. And now this is going to become the gift card holder. Okay, so now we're going to use the scoring tool, which I always put mine at the top. I know when you order the Stampin' Trimmer from Stampin' Up, the scoring blade is always on the bottom. I just move mine to the top, okay? All right, so we're going to score along the 6 inch side, and we want to score it at 3/4 of an inch. And so what I'm going to do is, and I can close this arm now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here. Maybe I can zoom in. You see my 1 inch mark? I'm going to bring that cardstock in to 3/4 of an inch. All right, and I'm gonna score. So that's gonna be your first score line, and that is along the 6 inch side, all right? And then I'm going to turn the cardstock along the 8 inch side, and we want to score at 3¼ and this time I'm gonna use this 3¼ Isn't this awesome how you can work on both sides of the trimmer? All right, so that's the 3/4 of an inch, and then it's 4 3/8. Okay, so here we go. There's 4 1/4, and that's 4 1/2, and so 4 3/8 is between the two, and now I'm going to score there. All right, and so I'm actually done with all the scoring. All right, I'm gonna zoom out just a bit. There we go. All right. And let's see, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to score on our fold line. We're going to fold on our score line, excuse me. All right, so I'm folding all my score lines, okay? And then I am going to use my paper snips and I am going to cut up. I'm cutting on the score line and I'm cutting up to that first score line. Okay, and I'm pretty sure we don't need this little square, so I'm going to get rid of that. And then I'm going to go over here and I am going to cut along this score line. So we're only going to be leaving one of these flaps, okay? All right. And then before we put it together, I am actually going to just cut a little triangle out, okay? This is going to become the flap in the back of the gift card holder. And in a sewing term for this is called mitering, I believe. And so that's kind of what I'm doing to this paper. I've cut it on an angle. It's just going to make it easier to fold. Okay, all righty, so now that that is done, we can actually put some tear and tape on here, all right? I'm gonna see if I can, there we go. I feel better with my camera doing that. Hang tight. Okay, all right, I am not seeing any comments at all, ladies, so I hope I'm coming through okay. Let me know if there are any questions. I get a little nervous when I don't see any comments up on the screen. All right, so that's our first piece of tear and tape there. And then we're going to add it right along here, okay? And I think that's going to be the only time that we need the tear and tape tonight, all right? Okay, so let's go ahead and take this paper off of the tear and tape. All right. And then we are going to close this. Okay, just like that. Oh, good, I'm coming through great. That's all I need to know, Margaret and Jody. Thank you so much. Oh, good, Mary Kay. I'm glad you're still here. No one's left me yet. All right, I've just peeled off that tear and tape. This is the flap, and I am bringing it up, okay? So now, and by the way, let's look at this. Remember those little angles that I cut? Look at them now. Don't they look more finished on the back? I like cutting in like that. It gives it more of a finished look. So now, ladies, we've created a pocket. So we're going to take our circle punch, and this is a 1 1/4 inch circle punch that I'm using. If you don't have this one, use the 1 inch or use the 1.5 inch. It really doesn't matter, okay? I'm actually going to use a Post-it to kind of help me out and guide me to the center of the pocket. And so I'm actually punching out this circle, and I'm punching it out where the sticky part is because I want this circle to have some of the stickiness, okay? Does that make sense? And now I'm pretty much just going to eye this as to where I think the center is, all right? And I'm just gonna go with that. I mean, if I wanted, I could definitely measure, all right? But I think that'll be good, all right? So I'm going to insert the circle punch, and I'm going to punch where that yellow circle is, all right? And I'm just going to pick up these little pieces, and then if you have any remnants left of the Post-it note, you can just peel it off, okay? So that's the first part. And now we're ready to add our gold foil sheet and our wrapped in plaid designer paper. Now remember, I've already given you the measurements, okay? So I won't go over those. They're in the beginning of this video, and they'll also be on my blog with the supply list. All right, so all I have to do is center this. I love how the gold foil just makes this paper pop. And on the designer paper stack, there is gold in every single piece. So it's just really, really pretty. All right, so now I'm actually ready to add this. And we'll just use some snail. You could use Tombow as well. And you're basically going to center this right on top of the pocket. All right, so hopefully I am doing a good job. Hang tight. I know I tell you all this all the time. I stand up to stamp and I can look right over my projects. And I'm sitting down for this video, and so I always feel like I can't see all the way around all four sides. All right, so now I've added the designer paper. I'm going to bring back the 1 1/4 inch punch. It's the same circle punch I just used. I'm gonna flip this over. See the front? And I'm flipping over to the back. I'm going to get rid of that little piece, okay? And so I'm gonna punch out that white. All right. And now you can see that we've created that pocket with the little notch, all right? Okay, so at this point, you can embellish the front or you can insert the card, all right? So I tell you what, let's go ahead and we'll insert the card and I'll show you how to do that, all right? So you've got your sheet of cardstock right here and the measurements are on your, they're on that sheet in the beginning of the video. I'm going to take this piece of designer paper. It matches the front, and this actually measures 1 inch by 3 3/8 of an inch. And I'm just going to use some snail to apply this. And I'm putting it at one end of the card. Okay, just like that. And then I'm going to bring in this punch, and I meant to check today to see if it's in the annual catalog. I know we have one in the annual book. I'm pretty sure this is the one. This punch has 3 different punches in this one mechanism. This rounds corners. This will give you a beautiful design, and this is a hole punch. And so what I'm going to do is I want to use this hole punch. So I'm going to insert this, and I do want to look to make sure I have it pretty much. Again, I'm eyeing it. So hopefully it's going to be in the middle. And I'm just going to push down. This might be called the detailed trio punch. I can't remember, and I should have looked that up for you all. All right. So now I've got my hole. And I'm going to use the gold shimmer ribbon that was part of the Christmas Rose Suite last month. So that's what I'm using. I've already folded it in half. And this little loop, I want this to go through the hole first. There's my loop. I'm going to bring this through. Okay, and now you see that I've got my ribbon. By the way, for those who are commenting and sharing, your name is in the drawing tonight to receive this in the mail. All right, and so I just cut that at an angle. And then we'll go ahead and add some words. And these words are from the Cup of Christmas stamp set, which is what we're using tonight. It says, wishing you a Christmas filled with love and happiness. All right. And I've put that at the bottom. And then up here, this is where you add your gift card. And what I do to add a gift card, I put 2 glue dots on the back of the gift card. And that's enough weight to hold it to the card. Just 2 glue dots on the back of a gift card. That's all you have to do. But I thought this would be the perfect gift card holder for someone who enjoys coffee and hot chocolate and hot tea, everything that's warm and inviting. Isn't that pretty? And that's how you do the insert. It's so easy. My husband's watching tonight. He says, if I win, you can just hand it to me. And Carol says she just looked for me and that punch is not in the annual catalog. It must be retired. I think there's one in there, so it must be a different one. If you don't have that punch, ladies, you can also use a hole punch, all right? And this is about a 1/8 of an inch hole punch or a standard hole punch for this, all right? Either way, it will be just fine. Okay, so now we're going to add this gold scallop circle. This is part of the gold foil, all right? And let's see here. I'm just gonna add some Tombow glue to this. And I'll tell you why. Once you get your gift card inside this envelope, this whole pouch, it will not lay completely flat. And therefore, if you have snail on the back of your gold foil circle, this may come up. And so that's why I like to use Tombow here. And also it gives me wiggle room just in case I need to move that circle to center it. All right. So that is how you add your gold foil circle. And I will tell you, just in case you're wondering which layering circle this is, the diameter is about 2.5 inches. So that's about the size circle that you are looking for. All right. I'm just kind of, gold foil sheets are heavy. They're heavier weight than cardstocks. I'm just making sure that it is adhering to the gift card. Now we're going to use some cardstock that's called Shaded Spruce. This is an awesome Christmas color. You will want to use your 2 1/4 inch circle punch. And I did check this. This is still a current punch. You will use this circle punch to cut out your Shaded Spruce cardstock. And it will look like this. I did use the dot to dot embossing folder. And Carol, if you're still on, will you look in the annual book for this? I'm not sure if this has retired or not. If it has retired, just pick a different embossing folder. Anything will work, but I thought this looked kind of fun with all the little bubbles. So that's what I use to emboss this. You can use any embossing folder that you want. And then you're actually going to pop this up. So I've taken the time to put the dimensionals on. And we're just gonna pop this right up on the gold foil. And now we're ready to work on the mug, all right? So I'll bring this in, and I think I'll even zoom in a little bit so you can see that this is, these parts are a little bit smaller, so I want you to be able to see how I do this. All right, in the die set, there is a poinsettia outline. So you'll find it right here in the die set. That's it. It fits right on top of that cup. There is another die you can use, and it looks like this. And when you cut this out in white, then you've got white stripes going across the mug. All right, so I want you to be aware of those two things we're going to use. The candy canes we're using and the bow. All right, this is holly, these are berries, this is for a poinsettia. You stamp it and cut it out with this shape. And this are just some greenery or sprigs. And these are tags. So you've got little tags that you can hang off of the mug. So that's from Cup of Cheer. All right. And so I want to show you how I put these more intricate pieces onto the mugs, okay? I like to use the fine tip glue pen. Now, if you don't have this, use your Tombow liquid glue, okay? You can do either one. All right, so I'm gonna unscrew this, and you'll notice when I take this top off that this cap has a needle. And so when we go to close it tonight, we want to be sure that needle gets back into that hole. All right. So this is the back of the poinsettia, which is probably hard for y'all to see. And instead of me covering the entire thing with glue, I choose to scatter glue in various places. And I use little dots of glue, and this may even be hard for you to see. And I'm going to zoom in even more so you can see how I do this. Like I'll put a little piece of glue right there on the outline of the cup. I mean, just teeny tiny little pieces is all you need. We're not going to cover it up in glue. Boy, that would be messy, wouldn't it? If we put glue everywhere, I would have it all over my hands and project. All right, so I think I about have this, and hopefully you can see those little glue dots. Oh, Carol says the detailed trio punch is in the annual book. Awesome, page 187. So it is a current punch. I'm happy about that. All right, ladies, I am inserting that needle back into that hole so that the glue does not get clogged, okay? And Carol also says the dot-to-dot embossing folder is not in the annual catalog. So that's good to know. And like I said, you can use any embossing folder. All right, so now I'm going to attach this. And it just gets centered, and the glue will dry, and it usually dries clear, so we really shouldn't have any trouble with that. I'll show you this one. I use the fine tip glue, and you can't see any of the residue. So thanks for looking those things up, Carol. I need to do that before class, right? Okay. All right, so that's done. And let's see, let's go ahead and we're gonna add the candy canes. Now there are two candy canes. There's a solid, and then there's one that has the little stripes. And so tonight we're using Whisper White and Shaded Spruce. I keep wanting to call this Tranquil Tide, which is one of our retired in colors. Okay, I could use the very same glue, but I'm gonna go with Tombow because it's a little faster and I don't have to take the needle out and put the needle back in and screw on the top. So this makes it a little easier. All right, and then I'm gonna pick up this little guy, if I can, and I'm gonna lay this right on top. All right, just like this. Okay, so that's the candy cane, and we're actually going to use this as a straw. And so, or, you know, we could use the candy cane. Never thought of that. Oh, we could. All right, ladies, your choice. Are we using the bottom? Are we using this part of the candy cane like I did in the sample? Or should we use the candy cane? I'm kind of liking this. Let me know your thoughts. I'm going to go with this. All right. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to put some glue. Whoops. Putting glue right there on the bottom of the candy cane. And then I'm going to attach it to the cup. All right. Tell me what you like better. Do you like the straw or do you like the candy cane? I'd love to know your thoughts on that. All right, at this point, we can go ahead and pop it up. And I'm going to use my outer edges of my dimensionals. Oh, Jody says use the candy cane. I know, Jody. It's the first time I've used it. I've been using it as a straw this whole time. So one of my customers who's on tonight, Mary Kay, she always uses her outer edges. I think we all do. But she calls these the bones, which I think is the perfect name for them. So that's always just stuck in my head ever since she said that. We'll use the bones. So now you know why we want to get the candy cane on first before the dimensionals, okay? Yeah, the candy cane does make it more Christmassy. It really does. All right, you can use the straw for your pumpkin spice lattes and the candy canes for the Christmas. So definitely put your candy cane on first before adding your dimensionals. All right, we're going to bring this back in. And probably what I should have done is made the candy cane a little lower. And I'm still thinking about doing that, although it's adhered pretty well. So I will leave it like that, okay? But next time, if you create this, make sure your candy cane goes down a little bit farther if you want it to. All right. Let's do a tiny bit of stamping. And this stamp is from Itty Bitty Greetings, which is one of my faves. This is Shaded Spruce ink. And this says, oh, what yum. And I love using this greeting with this set. It's just perfect for it. I will cut it out with a 3/4 inch circle punch. This has retired. I did look that up. But you could make it a little bit bigger. Let's see if you can make it smaller. I don't think you can do the 1/2 inch circle. That's going to be way too small. So you could use a 1 inch. I'm going to go ahead and put a dimensional on the back. Let's see. I'm going to use one of these fatter ones. Put it right there. All right. And I'm going to put it right in the center of the flower. Whoops, you can't even see that. I popped it up in the center of the flower, of the poinsettia. I just thought of something else too. You could also use it as a tag and have the tag hanging off the handle and put, oh, what yum there. And ladies, these are the tags. You could use this tag. If you can visualize this, I need to get rid of this glue here. Let me put that over it. You could cut this out in Whisper White, have it hanging off the mug, and it would say, oh, what yum. You could even give that tag a border. This would be a nice border for it, okay, which would mean another color under it. So it would be layered. So those are the tags. And now I'm going to add this little bow. Now this bow is also part of Cup of Cheer. It's right here, all right? And this time I'll use a glue dot. I could use Tombow glue if I wanted, but I will use a glue dot. I'm going to scrunch it up a little bit, and I'm going to add that glue dot right to the handle. All right, just for something fun. And I don't think I forgot anything. So let me know if you think I did, but I think I've covered everything. All right. So this is what we made tonight. This is the sample, and I'll bring in the other one. All right, so I have 3 different ones. If you want to get a screenshot of this, you can. And again, I will be doing a drawing when I sign off. So definitely share the video and leave those comments so that you can get entered into the drawing, okay? All right, and this is that shaded spruce ribbon that's retiring. All right, and the paper is retiring, so if you want another pack, it's 48 sheets, it's 6 by 6, it's amazing stuff. I love it. Thank you, Margaret. I'm so glad you like it. It's a nice and sturdy gift card holder too, so you're less likely to lose it. All right, let me give you my Facebook dates that are coming up. I'll be back next Wednesday night, December 11th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And I'm planning to be here Wednesday, December 18th at 7:30. So I hope you'll join me. And let's see, here are the measurements just in case you need them before Friday. I'd love to see your creations. So make one and tag me on Facebook so I can see it.